you're probably not taking advantage of these key benefits that are available to you as a 100% disabled veteran, or maybe soon to be 100% disabled, especially if you watch this channel. I'm going to show you what they are, more importantly, how they can be used together in order to transform your financial future for your household. Sound fair enough? I'm Jordan Anderson with VA Claims Academy. Let's get into these. So when talking about this topic, as you know, having a 100% disability rating, for instance, I have a 100% permanent and total VA rating, and that obviously comes with trade-offs, right? On the one hand, it's like, yay, I got the rating I deserved. On the other hand, it's like, boo, being hurt sucks. Okay, so totally want to acknowledge that obviously there is no dollar amount, no amount of financial benefits that could be worth offsetting your actual loss in productivity or loss in enjoyment of your life. You're much more valuable than that. Having that said, I want to talk about some key things that aren't being leveraged by us veterans very much. Let's start here. Whenever you're applying for a loan, we all know that, hey, you can go ahead and list your VA disability income as part of that, what they call debt to income ratio. So whenever you're going for a mortgage, any type of loan, they see how much you have in debt expenses per month and how much you have in income per month. And the lowest possible debt to income ratio is the best to get you the most amount of money in terms of a loan. Now, what many veterans don't know is your VA disability income actually counts at a 125% multiplier. So what this means, if you're 100% disabled right now and you're making $4,000 a month, that's going to count as making $5,000 per month in the bank's eyes. Why is that? Because, well, this is a tax-free income, which is super rare, right? You hear me saying this all the time. The VA disability income is the unicorn in the financial space because it's a passive pension that is completely tax-free. So the bank is acknowledging that, and they're saying, hey, this $4,000, even though only $4,000 is hitting your account from the VA disability, we're going to count that as $5,000. Here's how this stacks up. The fact that you as a 100% disabled veteran have more leverage and access to liquidity through these loans, through the banking system, could be a very powerful wealth building tool. For instance, a part of the 100% disabled benefit is having your VA home loan, right? So you can have the VA home loan, meaning you have 0% down on a house without the need to pay something called PMI or private mortgage insurance, right? You also have your origination fee waived, so you don't have that. But also, perhaps you're in one of these states that has a complete or at least partial property tax exemption for your homestead. So I want you to think about this holistically in its total and how synergistic this could be. The fact that your monthly payment is now going to be pretty much significantly less per month as opposed to you paying property taxes. So maybe that's a few $100s in savings per month. But also you can qualify for a bigger mortgage because, again, you're getting 125% credit for that disability income, and also having that origination fee waived, which again can bring down that total balance, reducing your mortgage payment even further. Put simply, 100% disabled vets can afford much more house than what you would even believe. There are so many benefits, especially if you live in Texas or Florida, the two best states for veterans benefits. I would say Texas is number one, yeehaw, and Florida is likely number two. I live here, of course, in Texas. 100% homestead property tax exemptions. So be sure to take advantage of the VA home loan and all of those benefits if you haven't already. Do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button on this video. Very appreciated. Next, registration fees. Here in Texas, I thought that this wasn't a very big deal. When you get your vehicle registered, 100% disabled, you can actually get that fee completely waived. However, I used to live in California, and that, I remember it being a 4-figure ordeal sometimes to register your vehicle. So don't pay for your vehicle registration. If you're 100%, go ahead and get that waived. Now, you've seen me argue in the past that the actual value of 100% permanent and total rating actually exceeds well over 6 figures per year. We're talking about your actual pay, which is, let's say, give or take around 50 grand, but then, counting that as being tax-free. So what it would have taken at a normal job to get that same after-tax income, right? Hitting your actual account. But then the savings on top of that. And one part that really contributes to the savings is the free healthcare for you and your dependents. We're talking about healthcare, we're talking about even dental as well. Now, this could be a huge savings because things happen, unexpected expenses happen medically, and this could be into the tens of thousands per year for some individuals. But even if not, you can also add on to that the fact that you can get free schooling, not just with the GI Bill or the post 9/11 GI Bill for you newer recipients, but also things like the Hazelwood Act in Texas. Florida has one, I can't quite remember the name of it, but it's almost a Hazelwood Act like benefit. And what that means is if you want to take your full advantage of your GI Bill, you don't have to feel bad for your son, your daughter, whatever dependent that you think that they could use the free school as well, because they could be covered under this as well and get plenty of free schooling. There's also things like the Folds of Honor program, which could cover, I believe it's up to 5 grand per month in tutoring or private schools for your children as well. So really, schooling shouldn't be much of an issue at all. Not to mention the fact that if you had student loan balance, a federal student loan balance prior to getting your 100% permanent and total rating, that will actually be automatically forgiven in its entirety. Even if it was $100,000, there is no maximum. Just like in Texas and Florida, there's no maximum to the property taxes that you'd be exempt from as well. Fellow vets, I really hope that this helped open your eyes. And if you're not 100% permanent and total rated yet, and you think that there's a chance that you'd be able to, I highly recommend looking at my last video. It's going to be right here. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.